All right, guys. Well, we're going to modify this tub for growing mushrooms in it. I already pulled the sticker off.
I eat stickers all the time, dude!
So I do not know what the size of this is, but if I was to guess, I think I remember it being anywhere from 17 to 27 quarts. It's a fairly decent size one, a little bit bigger than what I would consider a shoebox, height-wise. Same footprint.
Hey, I see what you did there.
I noticed in my last grow that having the shorter ones, all the fruit was growing up and then it was starting to get hit by the top. My idea was to have these taller ones, so I'd have some more of that head space so they can grow up nice and straight. I haven't done this on any of my other ones, but this is gonna be the first experiment. I want to paint. What they say is that it blocks out the light. We're not gonna get side pinning as much. That's the reason why you would choose to color it. Or some people use liners. That's what I've been using so far. You cut out a trash bag or I think I used a 3mm liner that I got in a roll from the painting section of Lowe's. Just cut it in there, place it in there, and then what it does is it kind of shrinks down as the cake starts to retract from the sides and helps with the side pinning. So that's gonna be the idea behind this. We're gonna give it a try. Again, this is the first time I'm doing it, so we'll see how it goes. But this is my thinking. We've got some of this stuff here. You want to look somewhere around 2 to 5 inches at most. We're gonna go at about 3. I'm gonna mark all along the side, and then we're gonna take our tape, run the tape down, and then we will spray paint it. Once that's all dried, we're gonna come in with a 1-inch hole saw. The idea behind this is gonna help with our fresh air exchange. This is a smaller tub, so we probably get away with being able to just fan it every day. But me being me, I am lazy and I forget sometimes, or sometimes I just don't wanna mess with it. We are gonna put those holes, and it's gonna allow for that fresh air exchange, and that's going to definitely be a lot better for those fruits to grow much nicer. You start to get those wonky things that I've seen happen to some mushrooms when they don't have fresh air exchange. And this is all still new to me. I've only done a few grows. And when I say a few, I've done a few shoe boxes all at once. I am currently on my second grow altogether now. So it's a new journey for me, and I'm having a whole lot of fun with it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna drill one up here, one up here, and then we're gonna drill 2 holes on the side here. Now, this is going to help that fresh air exchange. We're gonna put this one closer towards what would be the top of the substrate here. We'll have those, and that'll be it. I think that's all we're gonna be modifying today. And so what we'll be using is I've got a tape measure, hole saw, got a square so I can make sure that line is nice and straight. Our drill, tape, marker, and coffee. Can't do any of this without coffee, so. And of course our paint. So we're going to start getting at this, and we'll see what happens. All right, let's give this a try. So we're gonna make our first mark right up there. You know, and I realized after I did this that this right here is just slightly higher than this. So this line is just a touch higher. So we're not going to follow that line actually. We'll just lay it right across and then push the tape down. All right. We are all marked up. Blue painter's tape. Try to line these up as best we can. A little bit of pocket there. Let's get nice. Nice. All right, there we go. Those corners were a little more difficult than I had anticipated. And by doing this, I mean, sure, we could probably do it without putting the tape on there and just kind of paint it up to a certain area and call it good. But putting this painter's tape on there, we'll be able to spray paint it really easily, really quickly. And then just pull this off and theoretically have a perfect line. All right. We have tape all the way around. And I'm just kind of rubbing it in to make sure that we're not having any open areas here that paint could possibly get into. I think that should be good. We'll put the lid on it, take it outside, spray paint it, and then we'll let it sit and dry, and then we'll go to cutting the holes. All right, guys. It is all done. Dried enough to at least bring inside and start messing with it. And had to try this out. We've got some rubbing alcohol. Success. We'll be able to clean this off, not have any issues. Make it look at least a little bit nicer. You do have to kind of scrub it a little bit, so that makes me wonder though how long this is gonna stay nice and black. Like I said, this is an experiment. Maybe I've got to get a different type of spray paint that won't, because obviously we're gonna be always cleaning a lot with alcohol. Not 99%, or 91% I think is what this one is, but 70. So I don't know if maybe that won't be quite as harsh on it. But again, I've got no clue. So we're going to give it a try. I'm gonna clean it up. I'm not gonna make y'all watch me clean this up, but we'll clean this up, and then I'll come back on and we'll mark off the holes, and then punch them, and then show you how I clean it up with the razor. And then I think we'll be ready for the next step. Success. A whole bunch of scrubbing, some alcohol. We got majority of the overspray off. Looks much better. If I find that this works better than not having that bottom painted, what I'll do is I'll put the painter's tape on there, but I'll probably put some sort of other liner so it drapes over this, so we don't have to do that again. Again, it wasn't at the end of the world, but it was a pain to have to scrub it. Let's give it a try. Let's see what it looks like underneath this tape. We're gonna, oh no. All right, well, we now have an awesome black bottom.
That's what she said.
Overspray top, and a nice 1-inch line all the way around that looks super clean. Awesome job. Sweet. Well, let's take a look, see what she looks like inside. Yep, that sure is a black bottom. Awesome. Well, let's see. All right, so the next step, we want to do a 1-inch hole. Let's see. I think what we'll do is right there. All right, so 4-ish inches from the side, 4-ish inches from the side. Okay, and then we'll mark the other side. Of course, we're going to be drilling the hole more so around there. So this has pilot hole in the center. So what I'm doing is measuring up about half an inch, so that when I punch that hole, that's going to be just slightly above this. Let me drill it just right there. But the idea is that's going to be our fresh air exchange hole. That's going to be very close to the top of the substrate. Definitely not going to be perfect, but it is what it is. I'm going to measure it, but I'm kind of just kind of putting it wherever. We're going to say that right there. And that gives me at least an idea to kind of match it up with the other side. 1 inch down. Not that I think the mushrooms care, or it's gonna matter when everything's said and done if this hole is just off a little bit, but it's something that will bug me. We're gonna try to at least do it as best we can. All right. From what I've been told, you want to make sure that you do these very slow because it is easy to crack these if you put too much pressure on it. Just take your time if you're going to do this. Yeah, not bad. Top one. All right, success. We now have all of our holes. Nice black bottom. Now, the next step from here is I clean these holes up. They kind of have a little bit of burr on the side and the inside here. What I'll do is I'll take a knife and we'll just kind of go around and clean it up just so they're nice and smooth, doesn't get caught anything. We don't have any edges. Of course, out of all this stuff that we did, all the stuff that we prepared, we remembered the coffee, but we did not remember the utility knife. So let's go get one. Boom, we got one. So I'm just coming around. And we're just kind of cleaning that up. Doesn't this look like fun? And I think that this blade may be shot because that is not coming out any better than it looked before I just spent the last minute cutting it. We're gonna go get another one. All right, we're back. I actually bought this little bad boy a few weeks ago to make, well, actually it's been a little bit longer than a few weeks now, but specifically for this, I wanted it to be small enough that I could get it into those tighter areas. Plus I wanted something dedicated for this because I beat the heck out of my work stuff. It is super easy to accidentally dig into this stuff, and then before you know it, you end up with one of them jobs. All right, guys, we cleaned up all the holes the best we could. Not bad. I realized when I was kind of moving it around, it did scratch up some of the paint on the bottom, so it may not have been completely dry, and it does scratch pretty easily. So I may take it outside and paint her up just a little bit more to kind of touch it up and make it look nice before we're all done and said. But otherwise, not a bad little project. Would I do this again? As of right now, my answer would probably be no. For the work that I'm putting into it, for how it's looking, I don't know that I would paint these bottoms again. I don't know if it's going to make much of a difference in the growing process. Was it worth the time and effort? Or as some people would say, is the juice worth the squeeze? I don't know. We are still to find out. As for right now, yeah, probably won't do it again. You can see some of the light coming through. I did not paint it as well as I thought. It is all in the journey, right? We'll give it a try. Take it back out, clean it up, and then we will prep it. We'll put some tape over the holes. And now that I think about it, when I put that duct tape over the holes to cover up any air getting in, keeping all the moisture in when we're doing colonization, when I go to pull that off, I bet you anything, whatever tape that I have on this black stuff, it's gonna pull right off. Well, it is what it is. We learned our lesson. It was fun. It's been real. Thanks, y'all. Peace.